Space is quiet until someone decides to be brave in it. When Tobias Mercer threw his battered freighter between a burning escape pod and a military gunship, he thought he was making a split-second choice, not rewriting the fate of two civilizations. Didn't he know the child he shielded from laser fire was the heir to a warlike alien empire? Didn't he know her mother commanded a fleet large enough to crush humanity in a single day? He only knew one thing: when a kid is screaming, you protect them, no matter what comes next. If you love gripping HFY Sci-Fi stories, hit that like button, it really helps the channel grow. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next wild human versus the galaxy tale, and share this video with anyone who loves intense cinematic stories. Alright, let's dive in. Tobias Mercer had seen his share of bad signals in deep space, but this one hit differently. It wasn't the usual pirate bait or broken down cargo hauler begging for spare parts. This distress beacon screamed. It tore through every frequency like someone slamming their fists on every alarm panel at once. Out here in the quiet black, that kind of panic meant one thing: someone wasn't running from danger. They were already dying in it. His freighter, old and rattling but loyal, dropped out of FTL with a shudder. And right there floated a small civilian craft torn open like a tin can. Air vented out in shimmering trails. Debris drifted everywhere, but what froze Tobias wasn't the wreck. It was the sleek, predatory gunship lining up another shot. Military grade, professional, the kind of ship that didn't hunt, unless the target mattered. Then he saw movement in the cracked viewport. Small, frightened, child-sized. He didn't think. Didn't hesitate. Didn't calculate odds because he already knew they were terrible. He slammed his freighter forward, throwing himself between the gunship and that dying vessel just as the first volley hit. Shields screamed, metal groaned. Tobias gritted his teeth. "Hang on, kid," he muttered. "You're not dying today." The moment Tobias cut his way into the wrecked cabin, he knew he was too late for at least one soul. An adult feline features, elegant clothing, floated lifeless near the cockpit, throat slashed with the precision of someone who killed for a living. But the real heartbeat of the ship wasn't in the open, it was hiding. A flash of white fur caught his eye, small, trembling, wedged inside a storage compartment. Wide, luminous eyes locked onto him like he was just another threat in a galaxy full of them. "Hey," Tobias whispered, hands out, voice soft. "I'm here to help." She didn't believe him, not yet. Her tiny claws tightened around a jagged scrap of metal, holding it like a weapon. Another rumble shook the ship. The killers were trying to pry the vessels apart. No time. Tobias stepped closer. "My name's Tobias. My ship's tougher than this one. But we move now." Another groan of buckling metal answered him. That's when she launched herself straight at him, claws digging into his suit, clinging like gravity had vanished. And he was the only thing left to hold on to. "Got you," he breathed. Then the airlock behind them exploded. Armored soldiers stormed through, got guns raised, a child screaming. And Tobias Mercer did the most human thing imaginable. He became her shield. 3 days later, Tobias woke in a medical bed on Meridian Station, ribs wrapped, vision fuzzy, and a small white-furred child refusing to let go of his hand. She hadn't spoken much, just one word whispered in a trembling voice. "Sarah." It was the only comfort in a galaxy suddenly full of questions. He didn't have long to wonder. Because the lights on the station flickered. Because every screen lit up red. Because outside the viewport, space changed. 67 warships dropped out of FTL like predators surfacing from dark water-sleek hulls, glowing engines, weapon banks big enough to crack moons. They surrounded the station without firing a shot, forming a silent cage the size of a small city. Station personnel panicked, security sprinted through corridors. And Tobias, bandaged, limping, was dragged to the docking bay where administrators looked pale enough to faint. "They're not asking for payment," the station chief said, voice cracking. "They're demanding a person?" Tobias frowned. "Who? You? The bay doors opened with a thunderous hiss. An alien shuttle descended, engraved armor, ritual markings, soldiers lined like statues. Then she appeared, towering, regal, eyes burning with controlled fury, Ashara Velith, commander of the Talon Imperium's 3rd Fleet, Sarah's mother. and she had come for him. Ashara Veleth didn't walk, she arrived. Every step radiated authority, the kind that made even armed soldiers straighten. Her red eyes locked onto Tobias with the focus of a parent, a predator, and a commander all at once. "You placed yourself between my daughter and Gunfire," she said, not a question. A verdict. Tobias stood his ground. She needed help. Ashara circled him like she was studying a rare artifact. Then her voice dropped low, almost dangerous. "By our laws, your actions grant you a place in my command." At my side? The room went silent. Station guards stiffened. Administrators stared like he'd been handed a live grenade. Tobias blinked. "At your side? Meaning what, exactly?" Ashara stepped closer, close enough for him to see the intricate patterns in her fur, the faint tremor in her jaw when she looked at Sarah. "You saved the heir of the Talon Imperium. You showed courage where my own warriors failed. I offer you alliance, influence, protection for your species," a pause, "and a bond with me." Tobias swallowed, hard. He'd been a simple freight captain 3 days ago. Now a galactic empire wanted him personally. And the choice he made next would shape the fate of billions. It began with alarms sharp, panicked everywhere at once. Ashara's own sister launched a coup from inside the fleet, seizing nearly a third of the warships. The deck trembled under rushing boots. Orders screamed through comms. Sarah clung to Tobias's shirt, trembling, her small voice barely a whisper. "They're coming for Mama." Ashara shoved a rifle into Tobias's hands. "Take Sarah, escape if you must." But Tobias shook his head. "No, you don't get to fight this alone." They sprinted to the command deck as loyal warriors clashed with rebels in the halls. When they reached the tactical displays, Tobias saw it instantly, Takran's fleet forming a perfect, disciplined assault wall. Predictable, deadly, Talon doctrine to the letter. But Tobias grinned. "Then stop fighting like Talon. Fight like human." Ashara's eyes widened, then sparked with something fierce. Moments later, her loyal ships scattered in every direction, breaking formation, abandoning symmetry, diving in at chaotic angles that no Talon strategist would dare attempt. Rebel ships faltered, unable to predict or counter human-style unpredictability. Within minutes, the coup collapsed. Silence fell. Ashara turned to him, breath unsteady, eyes softening. "Your chaos saved us all." Sarah grabbed his hand. And for the first time, Tobias realized he wasn't standing among aliens. He was standing with family,